टीव्ही चॅनलांचे प्रायम टायमार डिबेट जातात तातूंत बोवाळ चड न्यूज कमी अर्थीक आनी येणावळीच्या गणिताक लागून न्यूज चॅनलांचेर न्यूज ना जायत चल्ल्या न्यूज चॅनलां एंटरटेनमेंट चॅनलां जाल्यात हे नॅशनल चॅनलावेले दिग्गज अँकर आनी टीव्ही जर्नलिस्टांक मान्य व्युअरांक डिजिटल मिडिया होच फुडार न्यूज चॅनलांची टीआरपी क्रेज सध्या तरी सुदारपाचें लक्षण ना म्हण भुपेंद्र चौबे निखिल वागळे तेजस मेहता जॉयल सॅम्युअल गोवाथॉनात उलयले.
The question is, can we redefine the prime time? Are we redefining the news concept itself, the concept of news?
Unfortunately, what people say, Indian television, national television. Who is national television? 4 or 5 English channels, or English newspapers, or Hindi channels. Then where are we? Are we not Indians? My question is that हम भारतीय नहीं है. नहीं, प्रॉब्लम ये है कि रीजनल इतना बड़ा है और रीजनल इज ग्रोइंग. रीजनल में एक्सपेरिमेंट हो रहे. कोंकणी, प्रूडेंट इज कोंकणी चैनल, तो कोंकणी में एक्सपेरिमेंट्स हो रहे. दिल्ली में कोई देखता नहीं है. यू सेड दिल्ली सेंट्रिक न्यूज आती है. क्यों आती है? क्योंकि दिल्ली में बैठे हुए, मैंने कभी पढ़ा था, सीएनएन की स्टोरी जब पढ़ी थी तो मैंने पढ़ा था, न्यूज शुड ट्रैवल फ्रॉम विलेज टू द कैपिटल. यहां हो रहा है कैपिटल में सब बड़े बड़े एडिटर्स बैठ के विलेज में जो हमारा स्टिंगर है उसको कह रहे हैं ये न्यूज भेजो, वो न्यूज भेजो, कुत्ता काट रहा है न्यूज भेजो, आदमी कुत्ते को काट रहा है न्यूज भेजो. ये क्या हो रहा है? तो न्यूज और रिपोर्टिंग जो है उसको सीरियसनेस ही चला गया है.
Was because I was really excited about trying to do exactly what you asked me. Can I redefine prime time? What is prime time today? Prime time, according to me, is just a bunch of talking heads coming together with zero value. I do not see any program on television which, and this is not just my channel, and that's why I said that I'll give you the honest answer. This is across television industry. I do not think that there is a single television program which really informs you about something which you already don't know. And what really sometimes bothers me is that you are therefore creating a society which is a jack of all and masters of none. There is a positive side also, and that positive side, that comes from the digital platforms which are growing very quickly. There are new technologies which are coming up. So I don't know how many of you actually see the program that I do, but what I do now on a daily basis is that I keep my Periscope feed on. So Periscope is an app which entitles any one of you to do a live broadcasting from wherever you are. What I increasingly do is that I let the viewer become a part of that program. So in the olden days, you could maybe do a call-in program. You could ask the viewer to ask questions. You could call the viewer and ask questions. Now, but at one point of time, only one viewer will be able to be connected. Now with these new technologies, you can have n number of people. So I've been seeing that week after week, the number of people who are following me on Periscope and consuming my program on Periscope is increasing. So that gives me this hope, and that's what I was trying to tell Nikhil. And I'm sure that, I can talk about at least my network, that we are, I think over a period of time, we will certainly become a .com.
Yeah.
Because I believe that is when you become a .com, all these questions and all these challenges which are being raised here, all of them will get addressed. As we get more connected with the viewers. Right now, we're not connected directly with the viewers. So once these digital technologies become a real part of our newsrooms, I think that is when the challenges
Nikhil ji, I'm on.
What Bhupen says is true about English television or English media today.
Even Hindi.
Even Hindi media. Even Hindi, somewhat Hindi media. But in regional, this picture will be there after 5 years. Today we have started our digital journey. In regional also, we have our websites. All the major newspapers in Maharashtra have their websites, but they are not using videos. Their usage of video is very less. So when they will start using videos, like Indian Express, now they do chat with their reporters. So that is the way. Digital is our future. I agree. I totally agree with that. But in regional, it will take time.
It will take
at least 5-6 years. And now the problem with digital, Bhupen, is that there is no revenue model. That is the real problem.
Now with the with the amount of consumption of news happening on digital platforms, social media, Twitter, WhatsApp, Facebook, everything, your notifications constantly are getting. Tell me, why will a news channel give you the same news in a slightly packaged form at 9 p.m.? Why will they? They are looking for some revenue model where they can, the business ultimately.
That's where the expenditure, a debate show and producing a story, they're completely different ball games. You can do you do one story versus 2 hours of debate. It's that much. It's that much money. Travel, go, research, talk to people.
And most of the channels don't pay guests also.
Yeah, you come back and then you
The cheaper
post-produce
model.
it. You make
Cheaper
a,
model, yeah.
like he said, 3-minute package. Earlier it was, and now it became 1 minute, and maybe below that. The pressure of the cost cutting which is there is creating these new forms of television. And like he said, digital media is a cost-effective model. So, for example, the same story, and the editors can do that, is integrate the digital media with the traditional media and do the stories, do the same stories, use your iPhone, use your normal phones, shoot the stories, edit the stories on iPhone. Nowadays, softwares are available. Even you can do a debate show, live debate show using 4 iPhones. And you can switch them and you can broadcast them across Periscope, and you can broadcast them
Much
across
cheaper.
Facebook Live, much cheaper. A cheaper model is evolving, and we are heading towards that. That's what we, like he said, .com.
All the anchors, the journalists themselves agree that we cannot define the prime time as such right now on the television. However, the digital platforms will definitely give an answer to whatever formats are running on the television right now. And there is no answer with the news channels as such, and the show will go on as it is going on now. Well, when we say, when the winds are changing, you can't change the wind's direction of a wind. You change the slides of a boat. But here are some journalists who are trying to change the direction of a wind. That's the hope we have in the TV media.
प्रिंट आणि इलेक्ट्रॉनिक मीडिया बरोबर आता डिजिटल मीडिया इन्फॉर्मेशन माध्यम म्हण फुडें सरता. प्रत्येक मीडियाच्यो मर्यादा आसात. मीडिया हाऊसाचे मालक, जायरातदार, राजकी प्रेशर सगळे येता. डिजिटल मीडियाकय स्वतंत्र मेनस्ट्रीम माध्यम करतले जाल्यार रेव्हेन्यूचो विचार जावंक जाय म्हण द वायर संकेतस्थळाचो संस्थापक सिद्धार्थ वरदराजन गोवाथनात उलयलो. राजदीप सरदेसायान मीडियाक सेन्सेशनल जावचे न्हय म्हण सल्लो दिला.
So media houses are making choices about where they want to deploy their funds, and in doing so are defining, perhaps in an artificial way, what is news and what's not news. And I think that to a large extent, this is a product of the financial, the political economy of the media, the financial, the business model. And in the discussion, I'm happy to share my thoughts on why I feel the business model of media is breaking down, perhaps has already broken down, and is leading to all kinds of perversions in terms of the definition of what constitutes news in a media enterprise or industry where advertising is supposed to pay for news gathering, right? Mota mota. Will a digital world be able to will it generate advertising revenue on a scale that can cover the news gathering expenses? And this is a question that I worry about, because in the absence of editorial direction, leadership, and essentially, somebody making those difficult calls on what, how you want to treat a particular kind of story, if media is going to increasingly rely on quote unquote citizen journalism to fill the void, this means that there will be a further slippage in editorial standards as far as verification of stories. As it is, we know that lots of fake content circulates on the internet. And it's a very, very dangerous thing for an editor to do, to rely, photographs are morphed, all kinds of fabrication, some of it innocent and people creating a joke. A lot of it is politically driven. And if one is going to rely on stuff whose provenance you don't know about, videos that appear mysteriously and we don't know who shot this video and why.
If you are looking at digital as the alternative to newspapers and TV, you have to find what is the revenue model that will enable them to sustain the kind of news gathering that you will need to compete with possibly these two big behemoths that exist. The key question is, how do you maintain independence? How do you create today platforms that are truly independent? What is the definition of independence? In my view today, there are about maximum 5 to 6 news networks, and I include newspaper, TV and all this, who can claim that their core business is journalism. There may be even fewer than that. And my worry though is that digital also, like TV in particular, and to some extent print, is also sometimes sensationalizing. And I don't know what is the level of due diligence. One website put out 10 days ago that 20 Indian soldiers had crossed the border. And they had killed, Indian soldiers had crossed the border, killed 20 terrorists. Nobody knows where that story came from. But for that day, they must have got hits because it was a sensational story. Even this story of Maji, this story of Odisha, it is now turning out is very different to what it was. The person who shot the story actually made that person carry that child and then sold the story to 10 channels across India to make money. It is not as if the ambulance was brought eventually, it came late. But that guy realized that if I make this person, I will make a story out of it. And because it is in Odisha, in the deep Kalahandi, nobody is going to do due diligence. I see the picture, I say, अच्छा story hai, sensationalize karo.
गोवा फॉरवर्ड पक्षाक नाल्ल चिन्ह मेळ्ळा. वेंचणूक आयोगान गोवा फॉरवर्डाक सांगला, खंयच्याय बऱ्या कामा खातीर पयली श्रीफळ म्हण नाल्ल वापरतात. ताका लागून पक्षाक नाल्ल मेळ्ळा हे बरें चिन्ह. विजय सरदेसाय बीजेपीक एक्सपोज केल्यात आनी फुडें करतलो म्हण बीजेपीचे कांय जाण खंय हाल्ल्यात. घेवया एक ब्रेक.